This is the explanation video to the song Gethsemane. So the first sign that you sign is Jesus. You take your middle finger of one hand and put it in the middle of the palm of the other, and then you repeat. Jesus. Climb the hill to the garden still. You are making a hill with your left hand. Kind of goes up, your left arm, and then here's your little guy that's going to climb the hill. And it's not a D. It's a little bit more like, it's like this. And here's the face. So you don't want him climbing up backwards. You want him climbing forwards. And just kind of bounces a little bit. And your hill is like that. So climbing the hill. And then where is he going? He's going to the garden. And this right here is a sign for area. Your fingers are out. And you just do one circle. Area. You don't do it several times, it's just one. So he's climbing the hill to this area right here. And that's where the garden is. And since you've signed that at the very beginning of the song, anytime you go like this again or reference that area, then you're talking about the place that he went. You're talking about Gethsemane, since we've established that area already like this. So Jesus climbed the hill to the garden still. His steps were heavy and slow. Get your steps out like this, and then you show it in your face how heavy the steps are. So you're going heavy, and then slow, you show it with your little guy up the hill going really slow. So his steps were heavy and slow. Love and a prayer took him there. Now I sign love like this. Kind of giving yourself a little hug. Love. And then this is a sign for prayer. If you want to use those vocab words to help the kids learn the song, love, prayer. In my song, I say love for everyone took him there. And this is a sign for go ahead. Like he wants to go. He wants to do something. He wants to go ahead. And your thumbs are up. And your fingers your hands aren't touching. But they're kind of like this. So it's like that. And like to go ahead. So love for everyone is like the reason he went ahead and go. Now don't sign go like this. Go like this. Go. You can sign it like this, like parallel to each other, or they can be like go, like this one kind of in front of another if you want. But he went ahead and go to where? The place that you've already referenced before. So this area right here. And then this is only one. So you start it like this with your kind of palm out, and you have your one little guy, and you're saying only one. He's the only one who could go. So you saying go twice there. So love for everyone. Go ahead and go to the area, to the place. Only he could go. The next one is Gethsemane. And Gethsemane is a name. So there's really no rule on how you could sign Gethsemane. I've seen it like people will spell the name, but it's really long. And then they'll just like do a G and go like that. It's kind of like, I don't know, a cheating way to do it. But it's an easy way to do it. So you have a G and just kind of, it's like a long, this is a long name that starts with a G. It's pretty much what you're signing. And, but I sign an area of trees, like a grove of trees, olive trees, because that's what Gethsemane literally is a place of olive trees. And so I'll do area, or a place, or garden, and then I'll do trees. Now, this is tree. Just like kind of use it in your wrist a little bit. You have this down here. It's connected. You've got your ground, you've got your tree, and it goes tree. But this means many trees. So a grove of many trees. It's like Gethsemane is a place of the olive trees. That's kind of literally what you're saying. And you can slide your hand across as your wrist is kind of going that way. So there's lots of trees. So I sang Gethsemane, like that. And then Jesus again loves me, or you can sign me. So there's two ways to sign me. You can point to yourself, which is the easiest one. If you have a bunch of 3-year-olds, it's probably the one that you should do. Kind of a more formal way, more musical way would be like, me. This is me. And you would take your hand flat like that, and you go, me. So Jesus loves me. So he went willingly. So go ahead and go. It's like he wanted to go. Gethsemane, to the area of the trees. Next verse. He felt all that was sad. So Jesus is right there. We're kind of making a spot right there that he's kind of right there. So every time we go he or his, if your palm is out, it's possessive. So it's like his friends when we get to that part. But it's just he. And so we go he. You don't ever point because that's kind of like not, you don't point to like God or Jesus. You kind of use a formal like whole hand when referencing them. And so he felt, middle finger kind of brushing up right there is feelings or felt. And so he felt all. This is a sign like for everything or all. The left hand doesn't really move, and the right hand kind of grabs all that's around it and puts it on top. Kind of see that? All. So he felt all that was sad. And this, the sad sign, you really have to make like a sad face. So, sad. He felt all the sadness. And then all the badness. So bad. And wicked and bad are the same sign. So bad. And this is good, right? This is good. But bad is that way. It's like bad. And then all the pain we would ever know. You can sign all again if you want. I don't because it's really fast in there. It goes pretty fast. And we've already said all of the sadness and the badness and the pain. So the pain is 2 pointer fingers. They don't touch. And go just kind of do that twice. And that means hurt. So we're saying that he felt all the sadness, all the badness, and all the hurt, the pain we would ever know. I sign, I put a cup right here. This is kind of like a cup of what's inside of you, right? And you're taking something, big hands, fingers out, and then you're putting it inside yourself. And so he felt all the sadness and the badness and the hurt. And he put it all inside. And it's all that we would ever know. While his friends were asleep. So the sign for while, I sign it happened, which is like that. So you take 2 fingers, kind of up like this, and you go, it happened. It's like while. So it happened that his, see how I'm doing the palm possessive. So his friends, again, you have 2 fingers. Let's go like that. It's not name. It's friends. So his friends were asleep. And this is a sign for sleep. Take your whole face and you're just grabbing it and you're just like, you're going to put it to sleep down here by your chin. A lot of times, like if you're going to teach really young kids, you'll do this for sleep. And that's a fun sign, but it's not an ASL sign. So just remember that as you're teaching. Like maybe this would be a more effective sign to kind of teach little kids. Because they'll be like, oh, it's asleep. But just as long, if you teach that just Just as long as you teach them, hey, that's not a sign language sign, then, that's fine. Just as long as you clarify what is and what isn't. So this is the sign for sleep. Sleep. He fought to keep his promise made long ago. So you can reference Jesus again. He fought, or he tried. This is try, kind of, it goes up. You can do it with 2 T's if you want, but you don't have to. You can just do fists and you try. It's like you're trying to, whatever it is here that you're trying to do, like you're really going to try. Oh, let's try. So he tried to keep, and I sign hold. This is also a sign for trust, and it's just 2 fists on top of each other, and it can be the sign for hold too. So he really tried to hold on to keep his, if you want to do that word right there, his possessive, his promise. So sign for promise is you have your pointer finger at your chin, and when you bring it down, it comes flat like this, and your palm goes over your left fist. Promise. Now this is blessing, so don't get it confused with bless. But this is promise. Promise. To keep his promise made long ago. And long ago, like a long time ago, you can go like that. This is in the past. And this is kind of like a more formal song singing way to do a long time ago. Or in the past. In Gethsemane, so you do area, trees, Jesus loves me. So he went willingly to Gethsemane. The hardest thing that ever was done. So what I sign for that is the worst suffering. That's what I sign. So the hardest thing, this is like hard, but it's also hard as a rock. So be careful when you use that. And then I used worst. So it's like the hardest thing that ever was done, the worst thing. You do 2, kind of P or K, however you look at it, and one's going to cross the other. So worst. And you show it in your face. Oh, the worst suffering. This is to suffer. And kids really like this one too. When I teach this one, you kind of use your nail on your thumb of your right hand, and this is a fist, and you just make your chin suffer. And show it in your face too. Oh, it's suffering. And so the worst suffering. That's what I signed for that one. The hardest thing that ever was done. The greatest pain that ever was known. This, like, it isn't wet or closed. It's in your wrist, and you go worst. So this is like extreme. So you could do this extreme, anything really. You could be like, wow, like you're surprised. But this is extreme, and then we do grief. And just pretend that there's like a bar right there, and you're gonna grab it like 2 different ways and just pull it apart. And that is like deep grief or anguish. And so you're going extreme grief or anguish that ever was known. So those are the 2 signs that I signed for that sentence. Extreme anguish. The biggest battle, this sign for big. And kind of like that. Kind of fun. Biggest. And this literally means battle. You can do like a battle like between you and someone else. But this is a battle like kind of internally, because it goes like this in front of you. And your fingers are out. So don't go like this. Have your fingers out. So the biggest battle, it's like your fingers are battling each other, that ever was won. So I sign the biggest battle. Now the sign for 1, I'll teach it to you. And you have your fist like this, and then you're going to grab whatever's on top of your fist, and you're going to get it. And you're like, I won. Whatever it is that's on top of your left fist, you're like, I want it. I want it. Yeah, I got it. So that is the sign for 1. I don't sign it there, but I do sign it later on the next line. So this was done by Jesus. You can sign Jesus again for that line. The fight was won by Jesus. This is what I sign in my video. I sign who took it all in. So this is a sign for who. And I'm asking a question. Who took it all in? Jesus. He's the one who did it. So who was the one who did it? This was done by Jesus. So I sign who. This is the question. Who took it all in? Who did all that? So your thumbs are kind of right here, and all your fingers are out. Then your fingers come in. So who took it all in? And you've got the brows worried, like you're asking a question. Who took it all in? And you say Jesus. And then I end up signing Jesus at the same time that we sing. So it's like, this was done by Jesus. So you sign Jesus around the same time as you say Jesus. So I like that one. And then the fight was won by Jesus. And you can say fight. You can do won. You can do Jesus. I just simply say, because I have a lot of signs right there, I simplify it really easy. And I just say he won. So who took it all in? He did. Jesus. He won. So you can do what you want there, and I've taught you several signs. So depending on the needs of your class and how old they are, how young they are, you can put those vocab words in about biggest, battle, Jesus, won, things like that. And then the next lines are the 2 end ones. Gethsemane, Jesus loves me. You already know that. So he gave this gift. So he gave his gift to me. And if you go like this, it's like a gift. So remember he's right there, he's going to give something to me. And he did it where? Kind of reference to this area right here. He did it in Gethsemane. And so you can reference that area like I do. And then the second line, he gives this gift to me from Gethsemane. I say he gives this gift to me. And then do from. And your fingers are kind of like this. And then it's like one goes from the other. From this area. That's where he was when he gave me that gift. And so I hope that all those signs that will be useful to you. So, thanks. Thanks for watching that video. Hope you enjoyed it. Click here to subscribe. This is another related video. And then this button right here, be sure to click it and find out more about our Primary Choristers membership website at primarychorister.com. It's pretty awesome. Check it out. Thanks.